Pokemon is one of those games everyone except the kid you knew who had that hardcore Christian family grew up with. A game where you make your enemies your friends, and occasionally stop the world from ending from corrupt people or gods, but that's besides the point. Over many years of Pokemon games being released, one thing is always said about them. Every game feels the same, which I understand where this is coming from, and even I have been getting kind of bored of Pokemon. However, people seem to forget Pokemon has other games that span to different types of genres, from racing, puzzles, and even garbage. I'll be covering every single spin-off game as of now, and before that comment in the future telling me I forgot Pokemon Pikachu goes to prison for unpaid child support bills. This video was made before that, so stop typing. With that being said though, I am not alone in this video, so I will be introducing my cool friend. Here he is, the man himself. He's going to be helping me with this, so without further ado, go ahead and take it away.
Hey You Pikachu was the game that everyone thought that they wanted, but it was soon met with a sad reality that it's not a game about talking to Pikachu and having a blast. It gives you a mouse who loves to throw tissues everywhere and not buy the thing you need.
Watering jug. No! I don't want the peach! Do not waste my He wasted my money. He wasted my money on this stupid ass peach. Thank you, Pikachu.
Why is this game a game? This is a game where you talk to Pikachu using the N64 microphone. That was also only used in one other game called Densha de Go. In that game, you are a train conductor. Toot toot. Basically, this game is babysitting Pikachu as he helps out other Pokemon, and you just kind of tell him what to do. This game gets a lot of shade thrown at it because Pikachu will often choose a majority of the time to not listen and just do whatever he wants. Which, I mean, what did you expect with a microphone like this? The game is impressive in that Pikachu is able to understand up to 200 words, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Pikachu will understand you. And I know that that's confusing, but that's this game. This game was made for children, so you have to talk like a child, and I don't like using my baby voice. I mean, unless, like, you know, she's into that. This should increase your chances of Pikachu doing the right thing by 5%, which now brings the total to 6%, which is a win for me. Did I mention to beat the game you have to do this for 365 days in-game? I'd rather die. Pokemon Channel is basically this game's sequel, but instead of talking with Pikachu, you hang out with him as you unlock TV channels which have various mini-games and other cool stuff. This game also gets a lot of flack because it's essentially just watching Pikachu watch TV, but I kinda love this game. It's one of the most relaxing games I've ever played, and while it's not as engaging as Hey You Pikachu, it's definitely not stress-inducing. Hey You Pikachu feels like a near impossible game to control, while Pokemon Channel, there is no control. You just watch. My favorite part about this game is unlocking the extra Pichu Bros episodes. It's not exactly a riveting plot or anything, but it's got Wooper, and what more could you want?
PokePark is the other two games from before, but good. You play as Pikachu in a huge adventure game about getting your friends back after falling down a hole that Mew created. The whole goal of the game is to go to the park, make friends, play the park attractions with the friends you made, and repeat till you beat the game. I would recommend, though, to not do 100% for this because this game is very repetitive with the 100%. Getting to go to different areas, though, themed after a mine shaft, snowy place, and haunted area, feels nice and fun. You make friends by playing 3 different types of games: chase, hide and seek, and battling. Let me say right now how fun battling in this game is, because you only have 3 attacks, but it somehow manages to feel intense and fun. This game also got a sequel, which is more the same, but now you can play as the starters from Gen 5, with each of them having abilities that help traverse the world. This is also really fun, giving more depth to the world by making you have to rely on your friends instead of just kinda seeing them in the background doing nothing. Overall, PokePark is especially one of those hidden gems on the Wii, and probably one of my favorite spin-offs, if you're not going for 100% though. Now, let's say you hate Pikachu, and you don't want to play or follow a Pikachu around. I got you covered then. Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy. This is exactly as it sounds. It's the Pokemon card game on a Game Boy. Instead of going out on an adventure with your Pokemon, you're playing with cards instead and going to little tournaments, probably fighting some neckbeard guys. You start by picking your Pokemon deck and you get a new card by winning. I really feel this game does a good job though of getting you into the card game, and actually understanding it too at that. I always remember buying the cards and having just no idea how to play, I just kind of looked at them, and that's kind of where it ended there. My only real issue with this game, though, is sometimes the AI can be brutal, or I'm just bad. It could be one or the other. This game also got a sequel, but it only came out in Japan, and it adds the Pokemon from Gen 2 in the mix. Other than that, it's the same as the first game. There's a fan translation too for the game as well, if you want to play it in English.
There's also Pokemon Pinball. This was built from the engine of Kirby Pinball. It also came with a rumble pack inside the game to shake the whole Game Boy. Neat! You're able to fight 5 bosses and get 2 boards to select from, red and blue. You can also catch Pokemon in this game as well. However, this method of getting them isn't the best. You do this by shooting the ball down the right path of the board 3 times, then getting it to land into a cloister or a Bellsprout mouth, and a Pokemon picture will appear. After this, you need to hit the bumpers on top 6 times. This will then allow the Pokemon to show up. Then, you need to keep hitting it till Catch appears, which then you can hit it again to acquire the Pokemon. Now, you can also evolve Pokemon in this game as well. This also is not that great. You have to go down the left path 3 times, and then get it into Slowpoke's mouth or go past the Ditto. Arrows will then appear showing you need to hit the certain spots on the board to make the game either give you experience or drop the required item to evolve the Pokemon. Keep in mind you have 2 minutes to do this. Good luck. This also got a sequel adding the 3rd generation Pokemon. This plays basically the same with a few more things added to it to make it more interesting. It also has that Generation 3 musical style to it, which I absolutely love.
Now, if pinball isn't your thing, then what about puzzles? Pokemon Puzzle Challenge is Tetris Attack, but instead of Yoshi, it's Pokemon. You can take your team and challenge the gym leaders from Gen 2, and also gain new Pokemon along the way. After beating the gym leaders, you can fight the Elite Four. I really enjoy this game because you can be really bad and still pull through. Most of the time because your opponent Pokemon has a health bar instead of you trying to fill the screen to the top. Meaning if you're not good at making combos like this, you can definitely still manage. Pokemon you choose, however, means nothing since they don't give you benefits, sadly. It just changes the cry you hear when getting combos. Pokemon Puzzle League looks the same, but it lacks the health bar. It's also one of the few Pokemon games Japan didn't get. This more relies on the anime instead of the games for the aesthetic, even having Pokemon say their names instead of the cries. It also has full animated cutscenes, giving more the anime feel. The Pokemon in this don't do anything as well except sound change and what appears in the background, but it has multiplayer, so who cares? Then there's Pokemon Tros A, which you play by matching the faces of Pokemon by 3 or more. You can move the icons left or right, and even up and down, helping bring more ways to pull off combos. If you also shoot the Pokemon down off screen, it will reappear by dropping down from the top screen. It even has its own story mode, which I feel is a good fun time waster. A lot of the Pokemon icons in the game look really good. This is one of the few puzzle games for the DS that also makes use of both screens, in a really fun and unique way. Apparently this game also got a sequel for 3DS and mobile as well, Pokemon Battle Tros A. It sadly lacks a lot of content from the previous installment. There's no story mode, it doesn't have the stylized art style except for the icons of the Pokemon. However, now you can fight bosses in this and clear waves of enemies. You even have full control of where you can place your Pokemon, and this can build up to insane combos much faster and make them a lot easier to do. I still feel this is a fun time, but just not as good as the DS version. Well, that was a lot, but we should be almost done, right? Let me see. Uh-oh. We have 35 games left. Yeah, see you in part 2.
Anybody know how to play this? How to get to the next level?